1762, buildings with an ocean view. So you are given an array of integers, and those are supposed to be pictured as buildings in a line. And what the array is the height of these buildings. And so you're also supposed to picture an ocean that is on the right side of this buildings, and you are supposed to return the index of these buildings if the building can see the ocean without an obstruction. So let's take a look at this in a picture. In the first example, you are given an array of numbers, which is supposed to be heights. So this is the picture of what it would look like. So this is at index 0. You have a height of 4. At index 1, you have a height of 2. At index 2, you have a height of 3. And at index 3, you have a height of 1. So you are going to return, it's a height of 1. You are going to return 0, 2, and 3 because this building has nothing obstructing it, so it is able to see the ocean over here. You're going to return an index of 2 because this building at the height of 3 can also see over the building in the front of it. And you're going to return index 3 also because there's nothing in front of it, so you are always going to be able to see the ocean. So let's look at example 2. So in example 2, the input, the heights are 4. This is a height of 4. Index 0 has a height of 4. Index 1 has a height of 3. Index 2 has a height of 2, and index 3 has a height of 1. So the rightmost can always see the ocean. Then because it goes from right to left, it's increasing. All of the buildings can see the ocean unobstructed, so the answer is going to be index 0, index 1, index 2, and index 3. Okay, let's look at example 3. So in example 3, index 0 has a height of 1, index 1 has a height of 3, index 2 has a height of 2, and index 3 has a height of 4. So let's just label that. This is index 0, I'm just going to say I, index 1, index 2, and this is index 3. So the answer is 3 because only index 3, this is a height of 4, a height of 2, a height of 3, and a height of 1, because only index 3 is going to be able to see the ocean because it is taller than all of the rest of them to the left of it. Okay, so let's see what that looks like in code. So the method signature is asking for an int array back, and since that is immutable, we don't know the size that we want back. I'm just going to start with a list, and we were going to have to convert that list to an int array at the end, but just because you can keep adding onto a list. So we know that the building on the most right can always see the ocean. So we should just add that right away. We're going to add that index that's at the end. So we're going to add heights length -1. That's the last index in that array. And we're going to also say our current height is going to be equal to the last building on the right. So that is going to be heights length -1. So our current height is the value of the rightmost building. That's as tall as it's looking right now. So then we are going to iterate through the rest of the buildings from right to left, starting with the second to last building. So that looks like for int I equals so the index we want is the second to last index, starting there, while I is greater than or equal to the most left value, which is going to be 0, and then we're going to do I minus minus. So if our ith building is taller than the current height, so that is if our heights I is taller than our current height, we're going to add that index to our list that we're going to turn into our answer, and we're going to also update our current height is going to be equal to heights I. So that will go through all of them and update as needed. And so let's make our answer. So our answer, or int array answer, is going to be a new int array. Now we know what the size is. It's going to be the size of our list that we created. And so we can go through our list. I++, and we'll just say answer I is going to be equal to whatever is at that list. And since we want to return it sorted in increasing order, I'm just going to call arrays sort, and I'm going to call that on answer, and then I can just return my answer. Okay, so let's see if that works, or if I have any issues. Cannot find symbol. Oh, this is length. Sorry about that. This is heights length. If you don't want to use this arrays.sort, you could also choose to add the index in the front of the list. So this, every time you add something to a list, it appends it to the end of that list. This would put it at the 0 index every time, but that's not that efficient because it would have to take it and copy it and push it back. Another thing you could do instead of using a list is you could use a priority queue. And so a priority queue will sort them for you with an n log n runtime. So instead of using this list, I'm going to add it to a priority queue. So I'm going to do pq add this index, and I'm going to add it also here. And so I'm going to say, while the priority queue is an empty, we are going to use pq.pull, which will pull off the smallest value, and then we can just return answer. So we'll have int I equals 0 here. That'll be the index. We'll have incremented every time we use it. Let's try this out. Update a couple places where I was using the list. Okay. All right, so that'll give us the same answer as well. All right, thank you.